Hey guys, it's your boy Deanpo. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. And today we're back with some more Arena Breakout Infinite content. However, this will be more of an update on the account and what I intend to do going forward. So, I finally hit 50-star legend. It hasn't exactly been too difficult to do so. There were two main methods that I used to achieve 50 stars, but we'll get to that in a second. However, I suppose the punchline here is now that I've achieved legend, I'm sitting on the money that I'm sitting. I do not think I'll be playing this account as much going forward. I think, guys, we need a new challenge. So going forward from today, both as videos and on live stream, I'll be starting a second account. Now, that account is going to be a hardcore account. So on that account, we're not going to have a composite case. We'll not be using the market, and we'll only be doing barter trades, which means it's going to be extremely challenging just to see how far we can get. So the run was inspired by Pestilli. He does the hardcore series on Tarkov. I thought, hey, it's a great way, to put myself through the ringer and, inflict some more pain. So why not try it, right? So that's going to be the challenge going forward. I hope you guys stick around and check it out. I think it's going to be an absolute grueling experience, but I think it will be a very rewarding experience. All right, now back to the topic at hand here. Guys, before we get started, if you do enjoy the content and you want to see more, please don't forget to hit that sub button, as it does help my little channel immensely. On a side note, if you want to further support the channel, we also have some membership options on YouTube as well. And last but not least, come and check us out on Discord. We currently have a competition happening where I'll be giving out a composite case at the end of February. Alright, so let's just discuss the journey to 50 star first. So I used two main methods. I did solo on Storm and I also did squad on TV Station. Having a consistent squad you can play with on TV Station is definitely game changing. It is the way to go about chasing rank. And I'm not talking about Forbidden, I'm talking about Lockdown. Why is Lockdown good? Is because there's a lot of free kits, so you'll be shitting on a lot of free kitters there. And this makes it extremely easy to hit legend. However, it is not the sexiest way to go on about it. It does get boring after a while, especially since the loot has been nerfed freaking oblivion on Lockdown TV Station. So why Lockdown TV Station and say not per se armory or farm? Because the matches are very quick, everyone's in your face, and if you have a squad that you can pretty much use, you'll pretty much steamroll through this. So what is the kit that I would recommend to do this? So I would go on about 6 BNT helmet. This is probably the cheapest out of all the T6 helmets, and it's got pretty much two components to it. And this makes it a better helmet than the blast shield purely because of that reason. So blast shield helmet, no matter where you shoot it, it's going to take away, it's going to chip away from the overall health. And it's also very pricey as well. Whereas the 6 BNT is cheaper, and if most of the damage will come to your face shield, and you can pretty much always change the face shield for much cheaper without having to replace the whole helmet. So that is the main headpiece you want to go for there. In terms of the armor, you go to Dick Wilson and Vincent, and here you'll be able to trade for the composite armor for about 118k, which is not too expensive, and that pretty much was my go-to body armor. For chest rig, I always went for the universal chest rig here. Do I have one in stock? I do. So it's decent size. The only bad thing about it is you can't slot a helmet, but it is better than the Hunter one in my opinion. But you can pick up a Hunter chest rig from any of the scavs on TV Station. For weapon here, I found there's two best choices to go for. You can go for the MDR. Very cheap. You can kit it out to be very good for, let's see how much it costs to kit this one out. So you can fully kit it out for what is it, 150k, 100k if you do own some of the components. Purely because of the M855A1 ammo, it is very cheap at the moment. So 855A1 goes for 1.3k, so it's kind of gone up in price, but it does fluctuate between 900 and like 1.2k. Second alternative is the RPK. So you can do this weapon up nicely and it's not gonna exactly break the bank, and this is a high tier weapon. If you check my tier list out, I reckon this is an S tier weapon. It is just crazy good. crazy good. All you need is a holo on it. You need like a either a triangular or an aluminium grip, and this weapon will put in the work. 136k. However, I think where this truly shines is the BP ammo, so 545. I mean, better than M855A1 in terms of stats, and it goes for 750. So that is my second preferred weapon. And there is a wild card if you are willing to spend a bit more, and that is the F2000. I mean, this is on par with a short barrel HK for half the price, and it just deletes people. Very good fire rate, high firing power. This weapon will put in the work for you. But then again, that is just your kit. You still need to find a team to play with. Come and check out our Discord. There's people from all over the world. I'm sure you will find someone to play with. So that covers the TV station portion of things. Now let's discuss solo. Currently, the best way to rank up in the solo is a limited time event. So do make the most out of it, because this event will not stick around forever. It is a storm event. This is the only time where solos can actually have a chance against teams, because the rain disorientates people. They cannot run face shields, which means you can tap them to the face very, very easily. Now, what is the preferred method here and the kit? So for helmet, you want to go for the SH12. Very, very cheap. What I don't like about it is the fact that it only has medium noise reduction, but it's not too bad. The price point is 16k. For the rig, we're actually going to go for an armor rig here, because solo, you will be dying a lot more often than you would as playing as a team. So the Sentry 305 is to go here. It can drop as much as like 51, 52k, but usually you get around this point, which is 64,000. This acts as both a armor and also an armored rig, which is pretty good for the price point, right? T4, you're right in the middle there with the T3 helmet. And last but not least, for weapon, you want to go for an M16 here. Now, there's two ways you can go with the M16. One build is this one. It is not exactly cheap, but it's not too expensive either. And the reason why I like the M16 is because it's cheap to build, unless using a scope. And it has high firing power, very good effective range, and pretty much no recoil if you shoot it in semi-automatic. And you almost always want to be shooting it as semi-automatic. So if you are going to go for the scope build, you'll have to go down this path here, M16 barrel, and you always want to go suppressed if you're going to be running a scope. If you are down bad, then go for the AR-15 universal flash suppressor there. So the whole build costs you about 150k, but obviously you're running a scope. If you do not want to run a scope, which I don't recommend with this build, you can run a red dot, and that should halve the build to 81,000, which is still a very solid build. Now, another alternative is, if you don't want to run that way, you can run with the universal flash suppressor there. Here, all you need is M16 top rail. You want to go for the PK side there, because it overlooks the iron sights there. Go for the polymer grip there. And here for stock, I would recommend this one. It just makes the recoil much more controllable. And that is the second build I would pretty much advise. And last but not least, if you're not a fan of the MP5, M16, you can always go for the MP5. This doesn't cost much to kit out either. You can get a very cheap suppressor for this. I usually run it with iron sights, so this is usually my go-to build. Doesn't break the bank, and you can kit it out quite cheaply. Even if you go for a red dot sight there, if you start from scratch, it's about 34k to build. So very good weapon. I feel like after they've done the ammo optimization, I feel like the AP63s have been somewhat buffed now. Doesn't take as much to kill people with them anymore. So very, very good ammo, very good weapon, very good base damage. So I feel like this ammo has definitely been buffed a little bit. So do go and check it out. It is still very, very viable. And those are the two options that I would say were the most influential when I was chasing the 50-star legend rank. Now, let's discuss whether or not it's worth it. I mean, if you do achieve the 50 stars running lockdown, you'll be spending a lot of money on kits, and you will not always necessarily get the return back unless you're rocking with a squad that know what they're doing. Solos, be expecting to lose money, then you'll be making money. However, playing solo will make you a much better player. So is it worth it? I mean, depends whether or not you're gunning for that 50 stars. I think if you're a solo player, reaching legend is good enough. You don't have to go for the 50 stars. It is a lot more grueling process grinding it out solo versus grinding it out with a team. I highly recommend you do it with a team, unless once again you have no one to play with and you are playing solo. But come on Discord, check us out. You'll find plenty of people to play with there. Anyways, that's it for this video. That was my method on how I reached the 50 stars. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, whether or not you are going to go for 50 stars. And I will see you on the next account and the next challenge. Peace.